Good evening. Hope you're having a blessed day. I thought I might read a poem or two, whether you see this at day or night, or see about 5 seconds of it and then move on, because it's just some boring poems. But here is some. I'll read a few poems by Ann Porter. And this is a book that I replaced right away after the fire because I loved it so well. And I don't generally read a book of poetry from cover to cover. I just, you can only take in so much, be it poetry or paintings and art. I feel like I have to just sit with a little. And then I move on to another poetry book. And then I come back to the one. And so I just flipped into the middle of the book, started reading the other day. And here are 3 poems that really jumped out at me. The first one is kind of fun if you could just visualize it as I'm reading. It's called The Song of the Wren. At 4:30 in the morning, my neighbor, the brown wren, whose nest is in the woodshed, begins his delicate song. It rambles on and on, jig for a tiny fiddle, squeak in the rusty wheels of a rickety elfin cart wobbling toward the sun. Delightful. Okay, this next one is called In Another World. The 20th century began a second decade when I began my life. Large patches of the former century still lay about like snow in April. Whoa, I just got to read that line again. It's so phenomenal. Large patches of the former century still lay about like snow in April. Cities were quiet, though oft in the night the tomcats quarreled. The sounds by day were the clip-clop of horses' feet, the chirp of sparrows, and in the alleys, rags, bones, and bottles, the ragman's cry. Lumber and coal and gravel, bricks and stones were hauled in wooden wagons by a team of slow, colossal horses. The streams were clear, the forests all around us were deep and strong, and few believed that nature could be wounded. One more very short poem that makes me think of the Desert Fathers. It's called Burning. There is a hidden kind of humble goodness I love in others. Only an aeon of refining fire could make it mine. But sometimes it's as if I were already burning. Woo, that one hit me hard when I read it. Now, I'm going to indulge a bit and read one of my poems that I wrote many years ago, since it's Holy Week. And this was written in 2003. It's called Marginal Man. Watching and waiting for his coming. Finally, he shows up at the wrong place, at the wrong time, and in less than respectable circumstances. The King of the Jews is disappointing and a little embarrassing. Heaven's arrow crashes into stony hearts. The Word made flesh says, "You must eat my flesh and drink my blood." Polite society quietly slips away. After all, the King of the Jews might damage our reputation. This high and holy God dwells in unspeakable glory, but he also makes his home with unspeakable ones, parties with the indecent. The King of the Jews has a penchant for embracing the unsavory, unrespectable, and unclean, people we skirt to the edges of our world. After revealing his glory to Peter, James, and John, the King of the Jews falls from the holy mountain through the valley of disfiguration and onto a cross. He is the suffering servant, the fool of God. In his final hours, this marginal man stands at the edge of all that is holy and true. No angels comfort him. No friends or family share his pain. Even his father turns away in disgust. The King of the Jews bears his cross alone. I pray you have a blessed Holy Week.